Imagine dying poor and starving, then waking up in an ancient world where the government gives you a wife if you join the army. Sounds crazy, right? That's exactly what happens to one unlucky man who thought he would become a hero after time travel, but instead he ended up hungry, weak, and almost dead. Today, we're breaking down this hilarious and surprising Chinese drama where marriage can make you stronger and survival is harder than war itself. The story begins with a sad and almost comedic line. Out of rice again. This tells us everything we need to know about the main character's life. He has no food, no money, and no hope. He calls out to someone named Old Li, clearly desperate and frustrated. But then something unexpected happens. A villager runs in with exciting news. He says, "Do you want a wife or not?" At first, this sounds like a joke. Why would someone randomly ask that? Then we learn the truth. The government has created a policy. Join the army and get a wife. Any man under 50 years old can enlist and receive a bride. This shocking rule tells us a lot about the world of the drama. Now the real background of the story is revealed. The main character is not originally from this ancient world. He is actually a time traveler from the modern era. When he first arrived, he thought his life would become amazing. Like many fantasy stories, he believed he would use his modern knowledge and some magical system to rise to power, become rich, maybe even become king. But reality hit him hard. This world is based on a chaotic historical era similar to China's 5 dynasties and 10 kingdoms period, a time of endless war, unstable kingdoms, famine, and suffering. The land is in chaos. Trade routes are destroyed, war is everywhere, disease spreads quickly, food is scarce. Ordinary people suffer daily. Instead of glory, he got poverty. Instead of power, he got hunger. Instead of riches, he got 1 year left to live. Then comes the fantasy element. A voice suddenly appears. Get married and get strong system at your service. This means our hero has a special cheat ability. The system displays his current status. Name, Li Wanyan. Power level, 0.1. Spouse, none. Talent, none. Lifespan remaining, 1 year. Offspring, none. This is both funny and tragic. He has almost no power, no talent, no family, and barely any time left to live. He expected to be overpowered, but he's basically at rock bottom.
Then Li Wanyan realizes something important. If the system is called get married and get strong, then marriage must be the key to changing his fate. Maybe getting a wife can increase his strength, improve his status, extend his lifespan, help him survive. Suddenly, what looked like a strange government policy becomes the greatest opportunity of his life. He no longer sees marriage as responsibility. He sees it as survival. When the villager sees Li Wanyan emotional, he misunderstands completely. He says, "You're crying because joining the army is dangerous, right?" This creates a funny misunderstanding. The villager thinks Li is afraid of war, but Li is actually crying tears of joy because after endless suffering, he finally has a chance. Even the villager jokes, "You're already 49. You've lived long enough." That dark humor shows how harsh this world is. In peaceful times, 49 is not old, but in a famine-stricken war era, surviving to that age is already considered lucky. The villager reminds him, "There's no rice left at home. The government gives wives. They also give 1 month of rations." That means this isn't just about romance. It's about food. It's about survival. It's about escaping starvation. Li Wanyan finally shouts with excitement, "Where's the wife? Take me there!" This sudden change is hilarious. Moments ago, he looked hopeless. Now he's full of energy. The promise of food and a wife has revived him more than medicine ever could. He rushes toward the bride selection area. Officials have arrived. Women are being lined up. Men are being inspected. The atmosphere feels half military recruitment, half marriage market. The officials shout, "Stand up straight! Look sharp!" This shows how organized and serious the system is. Marriage here is not based on love. It is a state-controlled survival strategy. Then one man complains, "Why are you all so skinny?" I wanted a bride who can help with work. This line reveals another brutal truth. The women are not being chosen for love or beauty. They are being judged based on labor value. Can they farm? Can they carry water? Can they survive hardship? This tells us everyone in this world is struggling. Even marriage is tied to physical survival.